All right, I think it's 5:30 Eastern time, so we're gonna start. Let's see. So if you guys can hear me, can you guys type, say yes or no to make sure that the microphone is working well?
Yeah, we can hear. I can hear you.
So there's a chat box in there and tell me yes. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep going because this is actually recorded, so it's okay. Sounds good. All right, thanks. All right, so first off, we're gonna talk about this risk disclosure thing. I mean, this is kind of like important just because, you know, I don't want anybody to dive in their head first before trying to, you know, learn how to swim. Anyway, so for all traders and investors, this is only for educational purposes. Futures and all instrument in trading contain substantial risks and are not suitable for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more than initial investment. Please contact your registered financial advisors before taking any investment. All right, let's get to the meat. Need to get that out. Hold on a second. Change new share. So I'm gonna start with a think or swim first. That way we can kind of like, you know, look at things differently. Go out of there. So, all right, we're gonna talk about support and resistance. I think that the most ignore of all as far as being a trader really is support and resistance. What that means is just, you know, making lines from a previous day. We're gonna put this on 30 minutes so you can see, or even, you know, an hour, so you can see better, right? So we have, this is an ES. So if I can point it out to you, the support, this is a support, do the drawing. So, okay, here, that is a support. Okay, that means it's got tested, rejected to the down, and they actually start going higher. Okay, this becomes resistance because from here to here, what is the better indicator for a trend? Trend day and hour? Okay, I'm gonna answer that in a little bit. I'm gonna tell you if it's a range day or not. So, okay, all right, no problem. But you can post whatever on the chat. We'll go at the end on whatever questions you guys have. So. There you go. Okay, that's better. So let's talk about all my indicators anyways. You know, what I use in TOS and what I use in Ninja Trader, because I have two of them and I use them simultaneously. For TOS, I only have it for 15 minutes because I like it on the 15 minutes, kind of give me a guideline on where we're heading. And here at the bottom, I have the volume oscillator and stochastic. I use them a lot, especially for a range. I normally use stochastic on 2 minutes on the entries and 5 minutes on the range. But otherwise, you know, you can, it's not helpful when we are trending on stochastics. You only need this really for when it comes to range. Now, this is the Bollinger Bands that I have. I think that's a 1/8 simple, you know, that I use all the time. Also, I do use the MPD bands. I don't know if it's in here. Yeah, it is in there. High and low. Oh, it is in there. Okay. So the MPD bands is this white line in here that kind of like hover, 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 hover. So normally the Bollinger Band, I don't really use them on 15 minutes. It's actually better on the 5 or the 2. So let me just take that off. But if you like that, that's fine. And what I have is the Keltner. I use the Keltner a lot. And I have the 1.5, 13 simple close. And then I have the Vwap day, and they're like the same. So I think I'm gonna just erase my day Vwap because I already have the mid on the Vwap. Okay, that's that. And here's the volume oscillator where we have like lower volume here. You don't really want to go long until we go across the midline, which is 0. So this is like a thicker gray. I need to change that because it's not as clear. So we'll just azure the 0 line and have it dash so you can see the 0, right? That's much better. So when I do the ES, this one actually is I already explained, this is a stochastic. I only use couple things on trading. Okay, since we are ranging, it's important for you to kind of like grab, and where to find out where you actually want to enter. This zigzag right here, I had this made for me. I can change this to 0.15 so I can really, get those lines. Okay, so I can see my W formation, right? Because those are important. They are support. Okay, and then the M pattern, which is you want to wait till it tested here. You don't want to get involved into this area because you already passed the Vwap. If you were long, this is an actual setup. Okay, I think this is what time? This is a Thursday anyway. So if we're gonna go right away to the setup, if you can write this thing down, this is really important. If you have a short that's coming down here, okay, you want to wait for it to test to almost close to that bar. Okay, and then you kind of want to go long when you make that double bottom. Okay, so you stay there. You can exit on the Vwap or you can exit in the Keltner, or you can exit on the S1. Sorry, I didn't tell you about these lines. These are Fibonacci pivots that I use. They are really, really good. I love them. So I can't live without them, actually. But beside all of that, I have other tools that I use. So, okay, so here, this is like the resistance. This is your support. Whenever we tested there, we might go down a little bit, but since this is like a cash session, so here, this is like a 9 o'clock. I think it's like 8, 9. Oh, we kind of went down a little bit. This is a Thursday, and then we went up, right? All the way up to like up to the close. Okay, so this is important. So you have this previous overnight session here from 6 o'clock in the evening, Eastern time, all the way down to 6. Those are important. You need to grab the high and low. If I were you, if you are a new trader, you have to make a trend line from here to here. You need to grab the high, you need to grab the low. Okay, those are important. And know where the highs and lows, because we normally test them, either high or low. It's like every time, it's like a clock in trading. Knowing the high and low and the open is important, because I will tell you, if we go back to the Wednesday, that's where they return. They return to the opening range. on Wednesday or Tuesday or something like that, because we were ranging. Anyway, this has become like ranging the whole time, right? And then we opened in cash, and then we went up a little bit, only up to R1. You know, I guess that's good enough, because if you enter above the VWAP, which is you're supposed to do at 23, and you exit on the 52, I mean, that's a lot. That's like 30 29 points on a given day on the ES. Just pretty good money. So how important it is, as far as my 10 years, close to 10 years of trading, from doing options on the Qs and then the ES and the NQ, is important to kind of like thinking what you're going to have on your chart and what's working for you. I mean, everybody's different, right? But for me, as a day trader, and you need to find out if you are a day trader or not. If you are just investor, like means you hold for like a couple days and sell it, something like that, or you hold for months. You don't look at the chart every day what it's doing, or constantly. So there's a difference. And to me, what important being a day trader is finding the high and low. I look at that in the morning, every morning, and then find out if, we normally test them. I always think about we are going to test them. Okay, if we did pass the VWAP, if I could show you these in 2 minutes, this would kind of change your mind. I think this is like hourly. So this whole time from 9 till 10, we did kind of went down. So this is a Thursday. So this is an hour. We're gonna change it to 2 minutes so you can can see the difference, or even at 5 minutes, right? So here. Do the Thursday, since we were talking about Thursday. So, all right, you have the pivot, which is if you get closer to the high of the band of VWAP, I hope that you have these, because if you don't, let me know. I do have this zigzag here also. So if you get on the pivot, right there's your, the upper VWAP, you need to kind of like think about, is this gonna, wait a minute, is it done or is it not done? What's going on that? Okay, would you consider to sell that? To me, a sell is a little overbought on the top, making this range. And if you look at these in 15 minutes together, because that's how I look at it too, since I compare everything else when I do trade, this is a sign of weakness. Having 9:30, okay, we went up 9:30, this is 15 minutes, right? The second bar, 9:45, you have the red bar. So that means there's no continuous that we are going up there. Okay, and then you get the confirmation of having the red bar again, lower lows on this 15 minutes at 10 o'clock. That's like another sign of the weakness on that particular day on the trade. So if you like the 15 minutes, that you would enter right on the Keltner. But if you on the 2 minutes, which is, you could really see this, I don't even have the time here. Just do the 5 days there. Okay. So the 2 minutes, because I use 2 minutes a lot because I want to get in and out and be done with it. Okay. So here's that 9:30. Okay, we went up in there, tested. So when you go below the Keltner, that's when it's actually going to short. Okay, and also what you want to find out is your stochastic. I'm going to make it 2 so we can kind of see. But anyway, I'm going to show you in 5 minutes. So this is 5. So you can see that the 9:30, testing the high. You're coming from upper Vwap, and it's a little extended to me. I always think about it, it's a little extended. Okay, I mean, we can go up or whatever, but also you kind of need to be aware of the elections as well. So they're not really going nowhere, not unless we are having some, catalysts in the market that particular day. So that could be the reason. But anyways, so this here, descending pattern of the volume, that means that's going down. So if you use the 5 minutes, you have to either do an entry on a 2 minutes. So you need to combine 15 minutes time frame, 5 minutes in 2 minutes. Okay, whenever we break on here, you're getting close because this is like breaking the low. Okay, you hit there. So you want to look at your 2 minutes now. And why is my 2 minutes not even entering? That again. Okay. All right, let's do the 2 minutes since it's here. So this is a Thursday. Where's that? Right here. Because we're all only talking the cast session, right? So whenever we break the Vwap, that's when you want to enter, like around 10, what is this, 10:08. Whenever this break here, that's when you want to enter to when it gets below 10:06, 10:12. Okay, that's how you do that. But when you enter under the Keltner, you need to have your stop right either by the Keltner or above this candle. This candle will be in better rather than the Keltner, because you will get stop out from here, right? And you think everything's going to be coming, and then it went up and tested again. So that's another thing. Or here's another thing that you can do if you know that this is definitely going down. Let's do the 5 minutes again. So this is in a range. You can see that. And this is one of those things that, kind of didn't go nowhere and it breaks. So you make a line above it. So we're already here, right? Kind of right there. And then the break is from here to here. This line right here, the low. And you just do that, connecting actual triangle. If you are entering on any instrument, this is for anything, really, for futures, options, whatever instrument you use, these are important. You want to see the trend break. If you're one of those traders that you want confirmation, you either get the candle confirmation, the Keltner, or the trend break, which is trend line break, or the Vwap. If you just want to go do the Vwap, that's fine too. But me, I have a different kind of mindset on a trading. I have an M pattern here. If I know I have an M pattern here, I'll be entering right here at this candle. And then, my stop loss would have been above here. It'll be like the higher of this bar. So 34.38 would be my stop loss. And I would enter probably this M pattern here. That'll be like this bar whenever it goes back to the high. So I would enter like 36. So at least like give yourself like 2.5 points of stop loss. Okay, and target the first support, which is the S1 and then the S2, and you just need to keep going until you get a green bar here or a doji. Okay, and then you kind of change and see this is the high volume. And you can see that is changing patterns already. You can actually exit there or exit here. Normally, to me, this two, it's already enough for me. I'm not gonna try to push it all the way here. I'm not. I'm just gonna do it up to here. So that's that on that particular day. And I'm gonna show you how does the NinjaTrader works. So if you could see the stochastics at 9:30, you can see that, right? It's overbought. This is what it means. Like it's on top. It's overbought at that time. So I normally use that when we are ranging. So I would just try to drag it, wait until it hit here on S2, and maybe we can test. Normally I would try to enter around here. This would be my enter. When I see this kind of candle, this high volume here, that's an entry to me. I don't have to wait to get it full. When this is got close in here, I'm going to enter because I know we are going to go up. Already it's, close to 11 o'clock. EU close. They normally pump the market up or pump the market down. If we are kind of like heading down and we are ranging, they tend to, go up a little bit. And then around, there's nothing going on, 12:30 to 1 o'clock. You should be taking a break or doing other things besides trading because there's really nothing going on. You just need to have to wait. Okay, and then, you use the Vwap on the entry at that time. As long as the Keltner is above the Vwap, you are long. That's another thing that I trade off when I just only use the Thinkorswim platform. Your Keltner, when we go above the Vwap, we are long. If it's short, okay, it has to go below. I mean, you can do that, or you could just know that we are under the pivot on the Fibonacci pivot on ES. Okay, that's how I use that. And you have this confirmation in the volume oscillator that it's going below the 0 line, and you just want to enter short. So, put things together in perspective. That way you have like more confirmation on the trade that you are going to go short or long. So if you see this bar right here, we are passing the 0 line. You are in the bottom. This is oversold, and you have that means it's long. Okay, you have 1, 2, the candles, the Vwap and the Keltner, the crossover, you can go long. And you're probably gonna have to stay in a while, or you just wait for here to get that high. I mean, you can exit on the high, so you can use that particular high to exit because you don't know what's gonna happen, right? What if we actually go down after that? I don't know that, but I'm saying if it was me on here, I'll be exiting on the high, and then let's see if it tested, if it goes higher. Okay, that's just how I do my trade. And so normally, if we have a pullback, you could go, the volume oscillator would go to close to 0. That's the sign of the pullback, or close to the Keltner on a 5 minutes. And that's where you need to enter. Same thing here. If you want to do like the end of day, which is I don't like, I only do this in SPX anyway. So that's how I do that. Okay, we're gonna turn to NinjaTrader so I could show you what I have. So we're gonna do the ES. So what I have here really is just a daily overview. If you have a NinjaTrader, they are really good. I can tell you, it kind of changed my trading overall as far as finding where the volume profile in, catching them on support resistance on this level. If I can like look at, what the actual, so for this week, we are here for the week, right? Because this is like a weekly kind of profile. So here it tags on the 50.49 at POC, and then a 55 on the high. Now, I bet you on Monday, we are going to trade around 72 and try to go to 94 and then 500. So that's how I do my weekly look for ES on the profile, and I would normally go long at open if there's if we are above the VWAP. So that's just how I do my trade or test. So let's do the NQ so we can kind of see where we at. So far, well, like we heard here, we closed at 663, that black thing right there, that's 63. So we are on the pivot. And this is actually a monthly VWAP. We are kind of still below it and, close to a borderline of POC. So either I'm looking at close to 740-ish, around this 740, 750, and then, getting into like the 900 area. Because what's going to happen is that we have earnings coming, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, you name it, all like the big techs are kind of come out this week. So if we have like good earnings, then we could probably, tag 12,000 and back to the high again. I don't know that for sure, but that could possibly happen. But I've been seeing this a lot. I normally try to target around the volume profile onward volumes at the high nodes, which means the high liquidity, like the most volume where it happens, where the institution are playing. That's where they normally put their money at, like wherever the volumes is the high. Right here, 11,942. This is like right here around 650 area, that kind of thing. If you're looking at the low, that would be like 11,500. We actually went down there the other day. I mean, I didn't catch it. I catch it at 650, something like that, and then up to 700, I think. No, I catch 550. I think 558 or something like that Friday. So that's how I look at things. So here's the ES on 2-minute time frame. I'm going to show you what I have and to tell you all the indicators that I use. I still use the volume profile on the weeklies. This is like composite that I used 2 weeks back. This is the right side margin right there. And then the volume profile, this extended. This is lines over there. This is the actual day of the actual volume profile. And the VWAP is this 2 standard deviation that I use. The pivots, the ones, the dash that you've seen on my cost, which is, pivot S1, S2, I use those a lot. And then I also use the cumulative delta on the order flow in the bottom sometimes, but I took it out. And I use the zigzag to find out where the highs and low, to connect them. Those are important to me, and the trend line. Okay, the trend line is right here. They normally make them within an hour or something, within 5 minutes or whatever, when the time that you're trading. And then I use the, you can use the 32 HMA or 34 HMA. I don't know what else I have there. Those are the only things that I have. I don't put a lot of indicators in my Ninja Trader software because, I don't want it to be like as you or jungle to kind of like work on. So the 32 in 2 minutes, this is actually how I use my 32 like a Keltner on if I was on toss, but I don't use the toss in 2 minutes. I only look at them in 15 minutes because I wanted to see, I have like multiple screen trying to, navigate and see where we at. Okay, another trade that I do when we are, I'm gonna show you the Thursday so we can talk about that particular trade. So this is how you catch it. A trade like that, and we haven't, in the trading room, I have been able to call them where we at. So this is ES, right? We tagged the 34, 37, and that's in the pivot line. Okay, pivot means on any pivots, if it's above pivot, it's bullish. If it's below pivot, it's bearish. That's just how, they are in terms of looking at it. and you got this first, resistance, and then another resistance is support the S1 and the S2. So here's my trading setup on NinjaTrader. If we cross below Vwap, this here, crossing the 32 HMA on the POC, that is short. Okay, we normally trade all the way down close to this line right here, or whatever the lower lows of the overnight, which is here, and there's nobody trading in this area. Okay, there's no volume there. That means there's not going to be anything going on. So you kind of need to pay attention when it's going to be going up again. So you want to wait until you get those particular candle to trade to really see if you're going to go long or short. So let me see this candle if it would show better. See. So, okay. But besides that, the 32 HMA crossing the Vwap or crossing the point of control is short. I would stay, until the value area low and up to close to the low. I'm just gonna wait until this stop, wherever they at to the first standard deviation. This line, white line right there, that's a first standard deviation. Let me change my thingy. Okay, so this white line right here, that's the first standard deviation. This is the second standard deviation. Okay, so I have just 2 minutes. Let me just read a series again to use this view to 5 to make sure. Okay. So let's go back to the Thursday since we're talking about that, and we'll just go back to the Friday. So right. Oh, that's not it. It's the day before that. Oh yeah, we're here, sorry. Okay, so here's my trick on a NinjaTrader. Whenever we reach close to the second standard deviation, I am worried that this is going to be oversold. Another thing that you can do to make this thing kind of lined up, because I like being aligned on everything. Things gotta work a certain way for me in order for me to enter the trade, or else I'm not entering. I got picky over time because you had to in certain trades, because you just don't want to enter just because. Sorry, you're done 3. So this is the same as my stochastic on toss 14, 3, and 3, and that's how I use that. This is full. So here you go. Wow, my order flow came about. Interesting. So anyway, that was in there earlier. I didn't even see that. So here you go. I use the order flow delta, cumulative delta, when we, kind of reaching the peak, and I kind of watch those candles as they go. They supposed to be, this would be like the high, okay, and you can see that in stochastic is already like kind of like going lower, and especially if we gotten below the 32 HMA. So we touch the second deviation. Okay, then I'm like, okay, this is probably done. I don't know that for sure, but I'm gonna wait until this makes that M kind of like pattern. Okay, and this is your line right here. Normally I do, whatever the high right here. So that's how I do that. I normally enter below the 32 HMA. So I would wait. Either I would, kind of short here, but I'm like watching here until like really the descending pattern of the cumulative delta. So you have this bar right here, and then this is like, the entry. Okay, so this would be that. So normally I would tell the group we are closed. You can either enter it here or, there, but um, you need your actual 38's the high. So probably 38.5 would be your stop. That would be my, stop loss. And I would try to target, the closest, the value area or the first standard deviation, because I know we're going to touch the Vwap anyways and either pass it or not. So you could either exit on the Vwap, or, if it goes slower, like we are trending, that's just like multiple red. So you stay on the trade until you start getting green. So I'm like, okay, are we changing direction or not? So that kind of like, this is kind of like a test, like, wow, it gotten higher a little bit, and then it changes again. It's green, and then it's red, and then it went red right there. So that would be my exit here, or right on the lower standard deviation, the second standard deviation at the lower of the Vwap, but we didn't get there. Okay, so how you would know that this is done already? Okay, you make this line. I'm all about the lines just because you kind of need to know if we are done or not. Okay, so you need to touch like the low. So we started like low from here, right? Here. That will be that, because this is the actual point where we actually start like whooshing down. Or if you know how to do Fibonacci retracement, which is I also do a lot on every morning. I do the low and high from here to here, from 10 to 9 o'clock. Sometimes I do, hold on. Where's that? So let's start from here to here. Let's see if I know. So to 9:30. Normally my target, I could tell you right now, let me pull this down a little bit, and yeah, I could show you. The target would be at 3405. I normally, hit the target 3409, 07, or 05. That would be, or 161A. So that would be my target on that. If I enter on the top over here, below the 32 HMA, I'll be targeting the 3409, and then wait, if we go up a little bit or go down some more, and the target would be 7, then 5. If it goes down, I'll be trailing when it goes to 127. Trailing means like, are we done? Would be it. I'll be watching like a hawk to make sure that I'm getting out soon, because I know this is like, okay, it's going to be over, it's going to turn around. And this is what's happened on the range. So that one is done already. So when they do go too close to second standard deviation, so here, there's delta. This is your stochastics right there. Let's see that. Okay. So when we go above 32 HMA, I'm gonna go long and target the Vwap. I have the W here. This is consolidation. And also I do know the 34, around this area is the high, kind of like there's no volume around there. So we have to go back to where the nodes are, where everything is happening, either at 3417 right here, this is line right here, the low value area, or the pivot or the Vwap. So that would be like, kind of looking at where the target's at on the return. So I do always tell my group to where the exit at all the time. So normally we do target the POC or the return to 3423. So if I enter the 127 right here, or 3407, something like that, my exit would be at the 20 or the 23. So that's how I look at my targets on Fibonacci retracement, and among other things for, the POC and the value area high, but we're not going to go there. We're too far from there. That, I mean, we did go there, but we didn't go there till like later. Okay, if this is going to be close, I only wanted to maybe get out right by 11:30, because I know it's going to be done. Everything is always like done around that time. I mean, not always, but I like to stop trading around this time and do other things beyond 11:30 to like 12:30. Just that's just how I trade. Okay, and then just wait to get back in the trade until like 1 o'clock, 1:15, 2 o'clock, and kind of know where we at. So, you have the delta here. As you can see, we are rising. So you need to make your lines every time. Are we going up? Are we going higher? So this delta here indicating that it's going a lot higher. We did go return to the mean, which is the Vwap, and we go up again and retrace like the R1. That would be right around here. Okay, so that's how I kind of do my trade. And if I short, I need to know where the actual high is at for the day. So I don't know how high. So this is the high, would be the overnight session high. That would be that, because this is already done. And they either tested yesterday's high or the overnight's high. And I learned that from trading with Raghi and John Carter, that room. But my stochastics actually came from Rob. So Rob Hoffman, actually. Anyway, so it's 6:12 already. Okay, one more thing that I got to show you on Friday. So everything is like ranging, right? So this here, the high heat, just, showing that high volume area. That's just what it means. Like this is a heat on the profile. So this is the high on that particular day, 34.55. Okay. In the morning, I don't know if you guys do the actual trading at night. I don't normally do. I mean, I do sometimes I don't. But my room my chat room runs from 6 o'clock in the evening every night. I do the retracement every night too, and then in the morning, and that's how I do my trade from like the cash session. So this is what happened here in the morning. So we tested the high. This is going to be the overnight's high because we didn't open yet. This is that cash session from 9:30 to like 4. This is actually part of the EU session still, that I call it, from the EU, from like 2:30 in the morning till like 9:29. Okay, so how you would do that as far as like looking at the recent high, this would be the high right here. Okay, so kind of like watch, like, are they breaking? Are they like going, where are they at? They're not even going higher anymore. It's like showing the weakness of the market. When we actually open, you can see the delta right here is kind of going down. Okay, and normally when you would have on these in front of you, if you have the trend line, this would be here. That means like it's supposed to be higher. When it goes back down, that means it's going lower. So recently, we kind of gotten closer to a standard deviation, and I need to kind of like look at that. That's important line on the Vwap, because it's showing that we are a little overbought. So I need to be, paying attention, have a mental note that this 34.55 area, it's either going to be going up some more or not. Okay. So that is Oh, that's a 59. So 59 area. Okay, so we did go higher to 62. So you just need to wait, kind of like it breaks this above this resistance right here. That's going to be like the resistance above there. You need to kind of like look at that, show. So that area right there, whenever they pass the line on the 32 HMA, I am short. And because I know that, you know, we are overly done, we're close to R2 and we are on the high value area. And I'm looking at that. This is an M pattern to me, and it's a short, you know, either I'm targeting. Also, I don't know if I did tell you how I do my Fibonacci retracement. This is how I do. I'm going to show you one more time. So 930 from here to here. Okay, and then just right there. But I'm only like looking up to here from 1272 to, I don't know. I'm like exiting around the area 134.45. That's not even a lot, right? If I enter at 57, so that's like about 7 points at that time. So why, you know, is that important? Because this only like really measure around this low and high at that area. Now, if we reach around here and we go back to the VWAP, that means it tested, right? So that could be your return to the mean. 1272 to return to the mean, try to target to go long there if you want to. I do it sometimes on my SPX, but I haven't done lately. I normally just do like the one, you know, one time like going towards here, and then at the end, that's when I'm gonna go long if we are like over sold around this area at, you know, 11:30, something like that. So how you would know if it's continuous, they're gonna try to get above the VWAP. If we get rejected on the VWAP that is short, either you want to, you know, enter there again and then short closer to whatever line that you have on the Fibonacci retracement. This is a 172. And then that's going to be my target for that. And this is an M pattern again, you know, tested here. And then you exit there. And actually sometimes, okay, I will get burned. And I can tell you that too many times that I want to go long around 34, 31, right? And try to target the VWAP. But also, you know, I don't know if we're going to return right away. We actually went down. So it did go up a little bit, but we didn't really go, you know, like right away close to the VWAP. So I need to like be, you know, mindful that it's not always not going to get, you know, you're tired all the time to get the profit right. You would try to nimble a little bit if we are going to go up or not. So watching that here, it only went to the first standard deviation. So sometimes if you want to still short, you know, wait until it goes to the VWAP again. If not, you know, there's nothing there to go short along. But this is actually short, just knowing that when they cross the VWAP 32 HMA, this is also the same in toss. They are short. So you need to draw your Fibonacci retracement, whatever you use, or use the pivot. So I'm coming from R1, from the high right here. I'll be targeting the 1272 to 147 to the pivot line. Okay, that's how I do my trade. Now we kind of caught this trade, this W Friday. So this W right here. So okay, we gotten closer. So we went here. That means that this is, oh, not extend. I need actual line, sorry. So here. Okay, this is like done already. Or if you wanna go do this line right here from here to here, because that's the actual short. This is the higher high, and you need to do that. Once this, like, if you have the W here and you have it violated, you need to enter above the 32 HMA, which is the 3438. But I was actually entering around 35 already, because I know that we are oversold, and my target would be the Vwap or the R1, whatever, returning to the high, which is the 52 at 768 retracement, or the 60, what is that, 62 or something? 54, sorry. Yeah. So we do return there. So that's how I do my kind of trade. I don't know if NQ is almost the same thing too, as far as that, but this is more volatile than usual. Yeah, never have any problem. This composite here is 2 weeks, so it's a little like up to 12,000, and it's not gonna see. Change that to 11, I guess. 11, 9, 8. Show better. Okay, there you go. And that's much better. If you trade NQ, that is the same thing, same trade. Okay. Violations on second standard deviation on the M pattern. This is M pattern on the 830. And this trend line normally is supposed to be around here and here. So you just extend that line, so it makes a lower low. So you need to change that to here now. Okay, so this becomes like right there. And if we violate that, that's short. So that's just how I do my trade. Also, if you want to be more precise on your kind of drawing, you kind of like just do this. Okay, whatever the trend break, which is here, 930, 932, below the 32 HMA again. And then write your retracement from 9 till like 10 o'clock, 9:30 to 10. So this is how I do that. 52, 10 o'clock. Okay, hold on. 9 o'clock. So I'll be targeting around this area, but 127, but we didn't get there, right? So we didn't get there. So what happened if we didn't get to the retracement on the 1, 2, because that's my target. So how you would know that is that you have to pay attention on the low of either the S1 or the low of the second standard deviation. If you start making that W, it would try to tag you on the value low. You need to like kind of pay attention to that as well. And this means it's like the profile is drying up. There's no one trending there. I mean, trading around there. That means, it's hard to kind of get to this level as a target. I mean, anything could happen, but also pay attention that there's nobody trading there. Okay, that means, the volume is drying up. You need to kind of pay attention to where you exiting if you were short. Okay, so overnight low, I think, so we did break the overnight low. That was from high right there. I think a previous night as well. So where we went down like all the way here. So that would be like your support from here to here. Okay, right around that area. Hold on. That would be the support. Actually, I need to do this as a region. I like the region better. So right there, you need to look at the low of a day before. It's not going to be as precise as always. That's just how and what trading is like. And looking at if it's breaking. So you need to also start making your lines. You know, if you don't have an actual low value area or you don't have NinjaTrader. So having that kind of knowing, okay, are we done? So we, try to trade like close to POC or the Vwap, trading that area. And then, if we got rejected there, then you need to actually exit and do short around 11:15. So this is an M pattern, and I could tell you here, here. So that is, to me, everything is M and W pattern. So, try to target like either that low or the value area and start like looking, are we crossing the 32 HMA? Is it going higher? This one is, kind of like violation that definitely went higher after. If I'm going to enter right around 11:30 after the EU close, right? So that would be that. And then entering here around, we did go long around this area. I think I was at 580. I waited until, yeah, I was at 580 when I went long, and I waited until like 600 and something like that to target the actual high. I think it was at 650 or 670 when I got out, because I keep waiting and it's taking so long and forever. So that's what I normally do in the room, and telling them that, we have a W patterns coming up. So this is that. So this is here. Okay, so this is like a W forming pattern now from the support. Okay, see? And then this is the line, that means it's done. So here you cannot break that line. If it breaks that line, then you need to go short. It cannot break that line. That's just, that is. If it breaks, then you get out of the position on the trade and you go short the other way, especially if it's go below the Vwap. Let's do the S&P 500. I think, you guys trade SPX. I'm going to show you, some little tricks on how to trade the SPX. So I used the pivots on there too. They're not going to have any volume because it doesn't have any VWAP in it, nor the actual volume profile. So let me just take that off. It's really unnecessary, but just going to take those off. And I think that's all I need. So make it a little cleaner. But I also need my my indicator here. It's 2 points. I need to normally put it on 3. So I can grab, need to do the high and low. Okay, so this is going to be like a lot of W's, right? So the 930, that's the SPX. This is like, you do the, I do the Fibonacci retracement from here to here, 930 to like 930 to 10. So we did go down a little bit. So this is a 10 o'clock, 10, what is it, 10:22? So that, so if I am shorting and if I entered below the 32 HMA on the SPX, this is an SPX, okay? It's not ES. So 61, if I enter 59, I'll be looking at a call credit spread, vertical call credit spread up to like the 50 area. So I'm gonna be looking at 55, 50, 55. That's gonna be my target. So you might get like, I don't know, $2.75 credits. And whenever we go to the 34.50 area, I'm normally out. I normally take like about 50 to 75 cents profit right away. And then going back to the mean is this W pattern right here. And my trick to that is looking at the ES. Going back to the ES and knowing where the profile is, that's when I target the 40.45. I have a 40.45 on my SPX. We catch it at low. All right, and I catch it right here. 40.45 and 60.65. Now, I don't know if that's going to go to like 60.65 all the way. We'd be close to 65.48. But my thing is that if we did get close here and I took like about $3.70, credit on 60.65, I would like to get out on $1 profit. That means that I'm going to be buying back, $2.20. So to keep the dollar in my pocket. So that's just how I do my SPX. So, okay, do you guys have any questions? I know that we run kind of fast on everything, but this is recorded so you guys can kind of gone through stuff. Hold on. So you can unmute yourself if you want to ask me questions or put in a chat box right here. So let's go back to, I don't know how you say your name, Halal, or I'm hoping that I'm not murdering your name.
No, don't worry about it. It's Jalal with J.
Okay, you can talk. I think you're unmute, so I'm gonna unmute everyone here, and just you can ask me questions.
So
Thought I unmute. Just unmute yourself if
really a
you
lot of
wanted
information.
to ask me questions.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Keep doing that. So do you guys have any questions as far as what we're doing or what we're looking at on here? Because this is really important, as far as knowing when to trade and how to trade. The trending is that when we are in trending, that means that we're not stagnant on the market, which means like we did, like breaking high. This is like trending. This is, well, it is kind of trending down and then we're trending up. That would be that. That's an S&P. So the Fibs provides this number for SPX 3462 in Ninja Trader. You can get this in TOS too. I mean, I could show you on TOS. So SPX here. Bear with me. I think this is where we at, right? I think we did that. Oh, that was, sorry. It's gonna be a Friday because that's I normally do 7 DTE. Not the 7 DTE, sorry, 0 DTE on so the 9:30. So this is how you do that. Hello, 10 o'clock to 9. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Sorry, you got to go through the drawing and drawing tools and click this percent sign. That's Fibonacci retracement, and you go high or low. Okay, and then your target would be here. If you were shorting Okay, we got into below the Vwap on the Keltner. So how I look at SPX, like I said, I normally do the ES and then look at the like the band of the Vwap and try to target the low or the high and to construct my iron condor. Now here, that's how you would do that. Like if we go below the Vwap, so you know we are at 57, we gone below the Keltner. I would try to target the pivot or close to 1272, and that would be here 34.49. I'm at 57. I would go 50, 55 on the call credit spread. Okay, so returning to the mean, the same thing here. I would target the return to the mean, the 61 or the 70. Normally I go for 70 for the 54, 55. So that means if I entered from here to 34, 46 and at 55, that would be 55.50 PCS SPX. Okay, so that's how you do that. I hope that I answer your question. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, good, thank you. Anybody else that perhaps that you have any questions, you can ask me. What is a better indicator for the trend? I can't answer that really. Normally, especially, you know, my bot, I have been issue trading on overnight. So I kind of like gathered the data on the, I'm going to show you what it is. Mine's full. So here we are on SPI. I need to change that to NQ because my bot's only running NQ. I got too much crap in there. Let me just take that off. Strategies. Oh, I need to add my strategies. And then do the 350 because we are unranging. We're not really trading right now, so it doesn't really matter. I need to enable the bot. Okay, so let's talk about the bot. Let me take this indicator. Hold on, all my drawing tools. That's too much going on. Move all of that. Like I don't need any clutter. Okay, so this is Friday, and I need to change to data series. Let me do 10 days. I think I have 10 days there. I'll do 15. It's fine. So there's a lot of stop loss. You can see from 3:30 to like here all the way to like 8:30 in the morning. All right, I just want to show you when is the best time to trade the bot. For all of you that don't know that I have an algorithm that runs in NinjaTrader, I do, and it's actually really for propriety only for trending. You know, the bot doesn't do well when we are on the sideways zone, which is we are in right now. So it would get stop loss here. It went longs, you know, it did kind of got here, stop out again. So, and the same thing on a cash session is different because you could get this much range and then, you know, you kind of like got all this much on a cash session. Okay, so let's go look at another day that happens. So this is from 3 o'clock to like 9:22. So the bot went long. Okay, fine. You can either run the bot from 3 o'clock in the morning or 2:30 in the morning, or you just do it in a cash session, which means like at 9:30 every day, 9:30 to 4. Okay, for be on the safe zone. I mean, even you got some in here at night, like at 6 o'clock in the evening Eastern time. It did get some, all of that, but you're still losing money if you run the bot all the way through, right? So here on one of these days, you didn't make any money at all because we didn't move. We just went sideways. It did make some money, which is on the actual start in here. That's 3 o'clock in the morning. So you have potential to make money on the bot around 2:30 till 4 p.m. cash session. That's how I found out. Everything else, I don't want to run the bot at night because I haven't seen this for like months and everything, you know, that it's not working when we're not trending. I mean, it's really is clearly for trending. So look at these. So at 6 o'clock in the evening until like, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30, you get all stop loss, and that costs a lot of money on the NQ, really. So when I run it from 9:30 till like 4 o'clock, that's where all the most money is, like profit target here, so that, you know, it's more profitable. So if you bunch in a lot of 9:30 to 4, like just every day. So there's one time that you didn't, I guess you hear bot didn't even enter there. That I don't know why that could happen. So there's no money there, no money there. And for the week, actually on this week, the bot still makes some money. If I could show you the spread that I did on NQ. Let's see. This is for the week of so here's the NQ. No, if you didn't miss all the ride, this is only for cash session. Okay, the EU, you made 455. The Asian and all those time, this much lost because there's no trend. So the best time to trade the bot is on cash. So you will gather that much money rather than losing to run the bot all the way through, or you can either, you know, play on the EU, which is at 2:30 in the morning, but I would just run it to cash. From now on, that would be the best thing, because I've seen this for like from time to time. Oh yeah. Oh, a cash means that US time 9:30, you know, Eastern, where they start trending. That's that. Yeah. Okay, anything else that you guys might have questions? Because I'm trying to gather all the data for my bot. When is it profitable? And I'm seeing it much profitable on the cash session from 9:30 till then EU. So sum of F2, so that's from here to here. No, I don't have anything against for ES. I mean, one of my trader actually used for MES she said she's been making money on the old bot that I have, and she like it, and which is I'm gonna give it that to her. She had I could show you the ES, you know, it's probably, let's see. So normally on the ES, you could change this to ES right now. And you know, you need to do strategy and changes to, hold on, probably, I don't know, change that to, I'm not sure how many ticks as far as trying to get like ES. I have no idea really as far as how to, I normally do 120. Let's just do, you know, for that reason. Doesn't really matter. So, you know, you would go long. So this is how you do. The bot is really good. If you want to do it in sim, you can find, you can like kind of shadow the bot. So it would show you as the entry on the ES, it's 3450. And if you are short, you kind of stay until you either close to the pivot, or when we start heading up, this means like it's done. So this is like, okay, the entry on the actual, let's see, that's the high. This is the next high. So you need to put that in there where you're going to exit. Okay, so that's how I normally do my exit on a W formation. That means like I'm done trading this thing, and this is going to go up to me. Once it passes that line, I'm out. Okay, on, let's do it another day. So since everyone, so this is like at 2 o'clock in the morning. So that is a Friday. I mean, if you want to wait for the enter for the bot, you could go long 34.49, and you know, you could exit on the R1 34 54 or whatever the high here. You know, try to tag it to like 4 o'clock Eastern time. And let's go see another day. There you go. So the bot would short. Okay, once it goes, you know, close to here, that's where you want to exit. Normally, like I said, you know, you can go long here, but once we start going below the 32 HMA, there's, you know, there's nothing there. I want it to be like go higher, really. Here, there's a trend in here, kind of like went all the way up there and it stay, and you can go long. I mean, there's a stop loss there because I put that in a 20 ticks, but if I put it on 30, I bet you it's not going to get stop out. I don't know the measurement on the ES, you know, I do a different kind of target on ES because I do the volume profile on it, but this is like really based on the Vwap kind of trade. So for the stop loss, that's not really supposed to be like so too close. You know, maybe I could change it to 30 instead of 80. Cash me 1, 2, 3 weekly US trade. I would like to share my trades with you. Sure. You know, I normally do my trades on Telegram with everybody. Your benchmark sanity. You know, I don't know how much credit did you get on the Friday? I mean, I did like 2 or I did 3. So I have a, oh my God, 45 cents. No, I can't live with 45 cents on the 0 DTE on a iron condor. I would like to get at least 80 to 90 on the iron condor if I'm going to do it. You're a chicken. Well, when you start like looking at the volume profile from the ES to SPX, that's when you're going to know. But yeah, I mean, that could be for sure money. But when we're trending, you cannot use an iron condor. This everybody knows that iron condor is in between a range that if we are trending, you cannot use it. You know, you will get run over, especially if you don't know how to do it. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else that might have question? I determine the direction. Sure, sure. Definitely. Yeah. That, I mean, that's a good thing to do, to kind of know where it's at. You know, we entered our Friday. We entered a, like I said, you know, the low of the 34.41 here, 34.42, which is I'm long in ES. Okay, I did a PCS with my group 40.45, which is $2 and I don't know, 205 or something, 215, and everybody got out either at $2 or they expired worthless, or my Telegram, actually, I could give you, I'm gonna type my, sorry, hold on. So that's my website. You could do the trial on the Telegram. Just texted me. I think it's 25 now or something like that. For the discount, you know, for trial for a month. And we do, yeah, that's the website. We do the 0 DTE Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Everybody loves those. And, you know, we try to gather at least $1.50 in a day, or maybe like $2 sometimes, you know. But right now, if the ES is ranging, I would create an IC at, you know, 10 o'clock or something, that if I know that if we are going down, that means I need to measure from high to low. And as far as this 2 standard deviation on the Vwap on the ES, and trying to find out where are we going to be at. And those are very, I think I typed it already. It's up here. Sorry, hold on. I think I typed it. Everyone. Sorry about that. Let me type it again. That would be that. And then, you know, I kind of guide the trade on the ES and the NQ. I normally do Fibonacci retracement in the morning and tell you if we are like, you know, looking like we're going to go short or long at that time, you know. And a lot of the people have the bot too that they trade on, that I encourage to just do the 9:30 till like 4 o'clock on an NQ. So it's $99 per month, but the first month you'll get 25% off. So it'll be like $70, 75, something like that. All right, anything else? I'm gonna wrap up here. If you have any more questions, let me know. Okay, well, yeah, thanks everyone. If you guys have any questions, like I said, you know, this 2 standard deviation that we have been talking about in making a W formation, those are really, really good trade. You know, a lot of you, it's in the group. If you and I never talk again ever, you could take this trade and you know that it would work as always, especially what I taught you on a W pattern or the crossover of the 32 and the Vwap. Okay, if that's the only thing that you can learn from me, that's fine. At least I gave you something. Okay, and then do your trend line all the time and get the high and low in the daily. And we always test the high and the lows of the previous day or the overnight session. Okay, I think we are an hour and a half here. This is actually a recording, so I'm gonna stop everyone here now unless you guys have one more question, or else I'm just gonna exit out because it's 6:55 and it's about dinner. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on the room. Yeah, sure. I would definitely post that to everyone so they can see it. Because I really want everybody to learn. Yeah, the weekends, when I do the session, it's normally recorded because, so they can see what happened for the week, especially when I do show the bot and how it's doing and everything like that. So I have been doing the data, a lot of it, because it's important when, the bot runs on making money on not making money. Yes. Okay, have a nice leftover weekend. So we'll see you guys tomorrow at the room. Thank you.